Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Division II final for the Western Collegiate Lacrosse League. Today, we got a face-off matchup between the Wildcats of Chico State and the Gales of St. Mary's. I'm Chris Nespor, here with Josh Chen, here to make the call. Should be a great day of lacrosse, Josh.
Oh, it's a beautiful day out here at Los Gatos, California, at Los Gatos High School. Beautiful day. Both of these teams I know are fired up and really excited coming off of their wins yesterday in the semifinal matchups.
Yeah, and both teams pulling off the upset in the first round, with St. Mary's defeating San Jose State and Chico State getting the best of UC Santa Cruz. Both games pretty different. You know, yesterday we were able to see Chico and Santa Cruz kind of grind each other down. That was a slow-paced game, which is what Chico was trying to do, and we saw the strength of that team in goalkeeper Larkin Coker making 18 saves yesterday. On the other hand, St. Mary's with San Jose State, that was a game of runs. That was our first game of the day, and it was back and forth all day long. St. Mary's led by their three-headed monster on offense, with Matthias Limon, Tim Daly, and Dario Caccia as well, really running the show for the Gales.
Yeah, no, definitely, Chris. For the Gales, those three guys that you mentioned all had 4 goals or more. They are definitely very potent offensively. I'm excited to see this matchup between that offense and the defense of Chico State. Chico State did a great job of slowing down UC Santa Cruz. It'll be exciting to see what type of adjustments and what type of wrinkles they throw in today to try and slow down this Gales offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, both teams employing a zone defense yesterday. Expect more of the same today. I was able to talk with both coaches ahead of time. For Chico State, Coach Law, he wants to use that zone to slow down this potent offense that you referred to. He's got a lot of respect for number 8 and number 7. And we'll come back in just 1 second. We've got a video from WCLL President Mike Gillespie.
I'm here with Coach Kevin Law, head coach of Chico State Wildcats men's lacrosse. Kevin, congrats on making the game today. What do you think about your chances today? What are you guys going to try to focus on?
Yeah, thank you. We struggled early in the season, so we're trying to get a quick start out of the gate today. That's kind of been our downfall for most of the season. Find ourselves in a hole down 5-6 early. For instance, our game last time against St. Mary's, we gave them a 6-1 lead at half, so we can't get ourselves in that hole. We played very well in the second half, made it a 1-goal game. So a lot of close games between us and them these last couple of matchups. So we're looking at probably it's going to be that again, a little dogfight back and forth. We just got to know we're in it till the very end.
Awesome, man. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much there. And my apologies, that was not Mike Gillespie. That was Greg Mangus, another WCLL board member, with the interview with Coach Law. You hear him mention their previous game. They were down 6-1 at halftime. They ended up losing that game 10-9. So after going down 6-1, they did come back and won the rest of the game. Both teams mentioned their previous meeting. Of course, you're going to go back to your experience playing this opponent. On the other hand, St. Mary's coach Matt Dobbs, he obviously was happy with the 6-1 lead earlier this season, but then felt like his team got complacent a little bit. So he's hoping that his players can keep the gas pedal down. He cited a couple reasons for that complacency. One of their offensive stars, Limon, he had just gotten back from studying abroad in Barcelona, so he's shaking off the rust a little bit more. But if they can get out to a 6-1 lead, they're going to be happy today. I don't think Chico State's going to allow that to happen.
Definitely not, and Coach Law is going to do everything in his power, and I'm sure his defense will too, to try and make sure that doesn't happen. I know we've talked a little bit about the offenses and a little bit about the defenses. It's Championship Sunday today for the WCLL, and one thing that I've heard from the time I started playing lacrosse until, and I guess I'm going to say it now, offense wins games, defense wins championships. I'm really excited to see which defense is going to step up today. I think that's going to be the key to the game.
100%. And St. Mary's securing the first faceoff, stepping right down the field was Daly. Chico State settles into their zone. One thing Coach Dobbs highlighted as well was their ability to maybe win some faceoffs today, something the Gales maybe haven't been as adept at this season. He likes their matchup at the faceoff X, and so far, so good. St. Mary's really finding their identity of late with this offense we're seeing, with initiation from behind, with one of their three-headed monster players there. Good hitch from Daly and a nice slide by this Wildcats. This zone feels tight at the moment. this defense led by, of course, Coker and net, but number 5, Kyle Arndt, playing LSM. He's low right now as the defense is rotating around, but he's doing just that all day long, disrupting passes, getting in passing lanes. Unfortunately, the Wildcats called for an in-and-out violation there, catching the ball outside of the crease, stepping in accidentally, of course. But 5 in white, he's got a very, very active stick. We didn't track knockdowns, but it felt like it was double digits yesterday.
Absolutely. And that first defensive possession unfortunately ended with an in-and-out type of penalty, technical penalty for the Wildcats. But I think the defensive possession leading up to that is exactly what Coach Law wants to see out of his zone defense, sort of make the Gales probe, and then when they do probe, collapse in and just get the ball on the ground.
You've got Broadwell and Bradley up top there out of the midfield. That's Daly's going to be working that left side all day. Goes low on Coker. Coker picks up where he left off yesterday. 18 saves in the semifinal matchup and 1 early here. Saving that low bouncer, something that Coach Dobbs thought that was the best place to try and put it in on Coker. But, he's a monster in cage, and he's going to be eating up a lot of shots today as Arndt tries to clear up the far sideline.
It's a great clear there by Chico State. St. Mary's caused some havoc on the ride. They were able to handle it.
Chico State offense here led by number 8, Flores, number 7, Correa, and number 2, Jaden Miller.
Those guys all had big games yesterday. Number 14 is another guy I think we'll be looking for, Williams. He was the facilitator yesterday and sort of the spark plug for the offense. He had 6 assists in yesterday's win over Santa Cruz, which out of 10 of their goals, assisting on 60%, he played a major role in the offense. He did a lot of it from behind the goal like he is right now.
Dishes up top. Big shot there from Flores. Going against the zone. We're seeing zone on both sides. The way you defeat a zone is ball movement, skip passes, and you need your outside shooters to step up. Both teams going to collapse on the crease pretty strongly. Another shot from Flores doesn't find the net. Misses wide, backed up by the Wildcats.
Yesterday, the play that Chico State was running a lot was basically taking Williams behind, getting him against the short stick, and then trying to run some cutters down from crease, and then Williams would distribute. Against the zone from St. Mary's, I think that play will sort of be taken away because the pulls will always be low, it seems like, in this 3-3 zone that St. Mary's is running.
Yep. Lantier did a good job of intercepting that pass, though it was going to be a shot clock violation anyway.
Wow.
A great play from Correa to get the ball on the ride, and even better play by Ben Kellogg, senior from Laguna Beach, in net for the Gales, making his first save of the day, and it was an impressive one.
That's a bailout save there, I know on defense when you're riding or on defense when you're clearing, you never want to put your goalie in that type of situation.
Failure to advance there by the Gales, did not get it over the midline in time. Just a note for our viewers at home, the shot clock UC may not be accurate to what is on the field as Williamson winds up for a rip, backed up by Kellogg. That's going to be St. Mary's ball. Remember, it's where the ball goes out. It's not just the end line. These Chico State fans in the bleachers maybe need that reminder as well. Chico riding hard early. Big hit put. Dario Kacha bounces off the hit, but the ball finds its way into the stick of Jaden Miller for Chico. Williamson settling it down. That's 2 failed clears already for the Gales.
Yeah, that's something that I know Coach Dobbs is going to have his team dial in a little bit on. They've been playing some defense here, and their midfielders, their clearing midfielders, go straight from defense to try and bring the ball upfield. It is the second day of a back-to-back game, and so fatigue could also be a factor here.
Here goes Correa. Big body trying to lower his shoulder, steps in the crease. Something St. Mary's did a lot of yesterday was kind of that, and a third failed clear, unable to connect on the pass between Kellogg and Broadwell. That punt return clear where, for lack of better words, punt return, one guy trying to run it up the field past the midline, right? A lot of times that is for the Gales, a lot of times that's Kacha. They like his ball handling skills, but the attack for the Wildcats up to the task early. Great ground ball from Aiden Davis, and another
Wow.
Tough clearing attempt right there, bailed out by a push call. It's going to stay St. Mary's ball.
Bailout is the exact right word for it there, Chris. And ball is down in a dangerous spot in the field. St. Mary's able to retain possession off of that loose ball push there.
Referees making sure the field is set, everyone's on the same page. Smartly going back into the defensive zone to reverse field on the clear. That's as easy as it has to be right there. You don't need to run through defenders on the clear. Just work it to the backside as St. Mary's will settle in for their second offensive possession of the game.
Mentioned a quick note on fatigue earlier. This is, again, the second day of a back-to-back, and I think the other thing maybe to mention is that both of these teams have very short benches. Numbers and how basically players manage their energy and effort throughout the game is going to be something to keep an eye on.
Daly with the right-left split. Shot it stick side stick to Coker. He's making that save 10 times out of 10. Wildcats on the break, skip across there. Good handle from Flores off the feed from Correa.
Step down here.
Step down bouncer seen by Kellogg. That's 2 saves for both keepers early. They're feeling themselves here. That shot off the stick of, 33 there. So that would have been Jordan Harris with the step down attempt. A good shot, he had time, he had room. He bounced it, just a better save from Kellogg.
Both keepers playing at a high level to start this game.
Look inside, a nice cut. That was Dylan Pettis, freshman from Monterey, cutting through this zone defense, and good look from Miller, trying to get the ball in there, just unable to corral the pass cleanly was Pettis. Jaden Miller with it on the far side, down to Flores.
Seems like that's a part of Chico's game plan. You see cutters coming from up top when the ball
Flores
is low
splits
or
the
behind.
double, brings it off the crossbar there. That's Flores' bread and butter right there. He's going to back you down. He's going to use his frame. Unable to find the back of the net there, though, but that's a look he will continue to attempt as Jackson Schrader for the Wildcats creates another failed clear for St. Mary's.
More failed clears than successful clears is not a recipe for success, especially in a championship game, Chris, and looking for the Gales to tighten things up a little bit.
Williamson dishing up top, another shot and save. Harris with a good attempt, again going low. That seems to be the scouting report early. However, Kellogg 3 for 3, denying the Wildcat attempts. There's time here for Lamone. Lamone's going to step in. Nice early bounce shot off cage there, backed up by Daly. We got a timeout, St. Mary's there. Maybe definitely a timeout to save legs, a long defensive possession there, but I felt like they had a bit of an advantage on the quick restart with Daly there. So we'll see how Coach Dawes wants to talk this one through, draw something up against the zone. Chico State happy with the way things are going at the moment. And a good time if you're St. Mary's to talk over your clearing woes.
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams right now, you can sort of see they went through this in yesterday's games in the semifinal matchups, feeling out the other team. Obviously, these are now a new set of teams playing each other. They haven't played each other since that 9-10 St. Mary's win earlier in the season. And so re-feeling each other out, seeing what's different, what's the same, finding out who the playmakers are. And then also I think the thing that can't be understated is getting those nerves out, getting your legs back underneath you. You had a big win yesterday, a big emotional win for both teams, and so now finding those legs again and locking back into this game, sometimes it takes a little bit. And I think that this timeout from Coach Dobbs here, I think he's probably telling his guys, like, hey, just breathe. We're here. Let's clear the ball. Let's put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, you alluded to nerves, and we definitely saw that in all 4 games yesterday. How both offenses here seeming pretty crisp. Maybe that playoff atmosphere was an adjustment for them yesterday. Today, picking up where they left off, maybe those nerves are on the defensive end, trying to clear the ball to their offense. But I'm pleased with the way both offenses are patiently controlling the ball.
Definitely. And I think both the goalies are definitely playing a very high level too, especially in the clearing game, though. I think stringing a couple passes together and then the added fatigue of 2 days of playing, that can sometimes have an effect. And we'll continue to see if that's a trend or if maybe it's just the nerves and getting off the bus and warming up a little bit.
It is interesting here for the Wildcats. You see Tyler Dubose playing that top spot in the zone. That's where Arndt was yesterday. Maybe they elect to bump Arndt down where St. Mary's likes to initiate from. Shot from Limon deflected. Good job from Duran there to close out. But Arndt playing low instead of up top, putting one of their stronger defenders in that, not a weak spot, but that's a spot that St. Mary's will try to attack. That's Shea Williams behind, skip through the middle, quick stick attempt, just goes wide. Good job from the defense to disrupt it, and Arndt comes up with a GB. Harassed by the Gale attackers. Good job from St. Mary's to ride hard. That was 13, Hayden Bradley, putting the ball on the turf.
All throughout the season, we talk about generating extra possessions for your team and being able to ride the ball and then also being able to win those 50-50 ground balls in the middle of the field. Those are key ways to generate additional possessions for your offense.
Limon rips one, looking for the top corner on Coker. Misses wide. As St. Mary's continues to try to figure out this zone. That was Dario Kacha, freshman for the Gales, shooting from top middle there. High to high is probably not going to go on this goalie today. St. Mary's again, good scrap on the ride. Chico able to come up with it in the stick of Zach Williamson. Been really impressed with Williamson this weekend. Interference call, off ball it seems, going to be St. Mary's ball. So, both teams suffering in the clearing game to begin this final action.
Yeah. That was another great ride there by St. Mary's, and I think generating another extra possession. Again, the clearing game will be probably a point of emphasis for both coaches.
Kacha initiated down the right alley. The ball is moving quickly. Shot attempt there from Broadwell, saved by Coker. Already 4 on the day.
He's seeing the ball really well right now. It looks like he's tracking all these shots, and it's going to be
inside look there. Limon feeding into Williams, getting the St. Mary's Gales on the board first here. Limon picks up the assist. Shea Williams with the goal. Williams 15 points on the year, add another one yesterday for 16 total and 1 today. Limon, no stranger to the scoreboard. He had 5 goals and 4 assists yesterday. Another assist today makes that 5-5 on the weekend.
That was a great find there by Limon, and great cut there by Shea Williams. He was flashed open on the crease. Limon found him in time, in rhythm, and he got it past Coker. I was about to say it's going to be hard to score on Coker from the outside, but it seems like their percentages increase a little bit when they get inside.
Loose ball push going against the Gales will be Chico State ball. Ben Yang with it. Chico settling in, looking to return the favor with a goal of their own. We saw the Gales break the zone just a minute ago. St. Mary's moving the ball quickly. A good cut from Yang, unable to connect, but loose ball behind, corralled by Flores. Flores dropping his shoulder, drawing 2, moving up top to Williamson. Gets a step. Williamson has a go. Just unable to get the right location on the shot. And a good attempt off the rebound as the ball was rolling around dangerously in front of the cage. Just misses wide on the golf swing.
There have been a couple of those loose balls right in front of the cage for St. Mary's in the past couple of possessions. Lucky there that didn't go in.
Finding Daly in the clear. You're comfortable with Daly with the ball in his stick.
Definitely. That might have been an adjustment that Coach Dobbs made to put in that play where he runs Daly over the midline from the attack to the defense, has him flash for the ball, and just carry it over.
Limon behind, skipping through. Another high shot there from Katya. Interesting that there's seeming a lot of skip passes. One thing Coach Dobbs mentioned was he wanted to let the ball move around the outside and make the simple pass forward rather than the skip through, as he was he saw yesterday's game. He saw how adept the Chico State Poles were at knocking down those skip passes. The looks are there, the lanes are there, but maybe that's what Chico wants you to think before they snag it out of the air.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I think against the zone defense, if you can get them rotating by just moving the ball around the outside, that can give you a lot of open looks.
Limon going to attack that corner of the zone. He's got the pass behind if he wants it. Goes up top. Shot deflected. Again, that's Dubose. Dubose looking really good at the top pole spot in that zone. A little bit of transition for the Wildcats. Shot there from Miller. No backup as all three attackmen were above GLE. Ball goes back to the Gales after that wide shot attempt. Not a bad shot attempt, but you just love to have a backup there. Correa's on the far side. If he sees him winding up for a shot, you got to be sprinting to the end line. Chico will not be outworked on the ride as they again create a turnover.
Both teams are riding very hard right now, and I think that's obviously generating a lot of turnovers and a lot of extra possessions for both sides.
And in the second game of a back-to-back, riding hard is impressive, right? These guys are working on tired legs, especially Chico. They had to grind their win out against the Slugs yesterday. But their attackmen all the way up through to the midline as that ball double clutch by the Wildcats' Jordan Harris. But Harris doing his best to make up for it, and he does, causing a turnover. Great pressure, again, in the riding game.
It's a great clip there for any young attackman. If you make a mistake, hey, don't worry about it. Go get the ball back. Why not?
Flores skip all the way to the top of the offense. Ball with Miller down to Correa. Correa inside to Williamson. Williamson stuffed by Kellogg. Kellogg 5 saves on the day, seeing the ball real well. Nice neon green ball. For those of you watching and wondering at home, we are using the green ball that is going to be used at the MCLA National Championships next week in Texas. So we are using them in our divisional or our conference finals as well. Good trail check there. St. Mary's had a transition opportunity there, but they kind of just looked uncertain.
Yeah.
Flores slowing it down, skipping all the way through. Deflected there. Good job from Lantier to get his stick up in the lane, knocking the ball out of bounds. He'll stay with the Wildcats. We have 1 minute remaining in this first quarter action. Just one goal on the board so far as both offenses feeling out these zones. I think the zone defenses are doing their jobs at the moment, slowing down both offenses. There it is right there. We knew it was happening. Flores going to continue to go back to that. Flores listed as 6'4", 250. That is not a small individual. And showing how he can use that to his advantage right there. Dipping his shoulder, strong left-hand finish.
Yeah, not a small individual indeed. We saw yesterday he loves this little box-style type of play, leaning into his defender, getting an edge, sort of boxing him out, and then right when you don't expect it, he's turning and shooting. Kellogg didn't really have much of a chance on that one. Great placement on that shot, too.
We've seen the zone collapse on Flores when he was doing that, but he's so good at dodging with his head up in that scenario where he's holding that slide, right? If the slide comes, he's going to dump it behind. The slide doesn't come, well, you saw what happened.
Absolutely. The points leader for this team and one of the better distributors, too. I think he and Williamson are some of the key distributing players on this team.
10 seconds here. Skip looking for something on the crease. Ball's going to trail over the midline with approximately 2 seconds left. Enough time for a heave missing wide. And that concludes our first action. 15 minutes in, we've got a tie ball game right back where we started. 1-1 in your WCLL Division II final.
Chris, that was a great first quarter, and I think one of the things I'm most impressed with, both goalies, they were locked in yesterday, and they stayed locked in today, not missing a beat, making a lot of saves on both sides. I think riding clearing is turned out to be a pivotal aspect of this game. Both teams riding very hard and having some trouble clearing it on both sides, so we'll see how this one shakes out.
Yeah, and you'll see Chico and St. Mary's discuss during this break ways to attack these zones. They've seen now maybe how subtle differences, like with Chico, Arndt is playing low. With St. Mary's, I haven't seen too many differences in their zone from yesterday, but one quarter of action in, you get enough of a sense for what each defense is trying to accomplish. Now you can start to try and counter that offensively.
Absolutely. And I think for St. Mary's, Limon, I don't think he'll be quiet for too much longer. I know he has that one assist, but I look for him to continue to initiate some of the offense.
Yeah, and early for the Gales, right, we've seen 4 saves for Coker, right, most of them being from the outside, their one goal coming from the inside. So drawing something up to get those not forces, but to get the ball on the crease, that's how you're going to beat Coker, right? You're not going to be able to stare him down.
Absolutely. And I think, Daly and Limon on both opposite wings, and if they run a 1-4-1 or something like that, maybe getting some picks on the inside. Excited to see what Coach Dobbs draws up here for his offense.
Yeah, I like a 1-4 against the zone. I think it's harder to defend. We're both defensive players.
Yep.
When you're running the zone and then that 1-4, it's just a little – you have to condense a little bit more, which maybe opens up those outside shooters. And if you don't condense to protect against the 2 offensive players on the crease, well, then you're going to give up crease looks.
Yep.
Right, so that 1-4-1, a great set against the zone. We'll see how these teams want to come out. Neither of them have put 2 guys on the crease this weekend. But, I could bet that it's something that they have practiced throughout their season.
Definitely.
Worth mentioning here, both teams playing their last game of the year, as the WCLL Division II does not have an automatic qualifier to nationals. So both of these teams, a lot to play for. Their season is culminating with this moment, with these next 45 minutes in a tie game. Face-off whistle blows. Ball is loose still. Gathered by the St. Mary's defender, pushed from behind, and he had the ball. So that's going to be our first opportunity to see some special teams in this game, unless St. Mary's is able to capitalize on this free possession. Pushing up field. No numbers for the Gales. Slowing it down as they look to get the best look on what is a free possession thanks to the push from behind against the Wildcats. A lot of mustard on that pass from Daly to Limon. Good job of keeping it in bounds.
Limon showing off his vertical there too.
Ball picked up by Arndt will end the play as penalty gets assessed. There's a push, technical 30-second penalty. Looks like it's on Dylan Pettis. Chico State loves their man-down defense. I was talking with their goalie, Larkin Coker, before the game, and he said that their man-down's playing really well. They've been scored on maybe 3 times all year. There's probably some bias in that statement coming from a player on the defense. But we saw it yesterday. They elect to play man-down from time to time to generate quick transition the other way. And right there we see why. Their stick's very active from the poles, trying to clear through that top line of the offense. It was 11 Dubose for the Cats. Shot rings off the pipe. Penalty is released, so we are all even. Fresh shot clock, 6-on-6 action. Daly with it behind. Working up to Salgado. Broadwell to Bradley to Limon. Decent look there, but you got to string together those passes a little bit faster if Limon's going to get a cleaner shot.
Yeah. Limon's taking that shot maybe 3-4 times already from that wing spot. He likes that shooting position, it seems like. Has yet to find the back of the net.
Daly to Limon. Limon to Broadwell. Bradley with it now high. Staring down Coker, missing wide. Not afraid to take the outside shots despite the hot start for the Chico State goaltender. Limon thought about it, pulls back. Shea Williams retains possession for the Gales. Williams, big step down there. 5-hole on Coker. That shot was from deep for Shea Williams. His second of the day. Feeling himself early in this final championship matchup.
Big step in there. Crow hop, and gets it to go.
And his effort on this ground ball pays off. Attacking the zone, maybe a little out of sorts. 15 yards from an angle. Coker maybe screened by his defender a little bit. Seemed like he didn't see that one.
Yeah, Shea Williams did a good job there of shooting around his defender. Shot there and sneaks it past Coker. No small feat considering how hot Coker has been so far this tournament.
Pettis wins the faceoff and draws a push of his own, as we'll turn to the other side of the field and see this man-up offense for the Wildcats. That push committed there. That was number 25, Ryan Senjit for the Gales. Another 30-second man-up opportunity. Looks like it was actually Chase Parker on the push. Apologies to Senjit and his fans. Williamson in that top middle spot, this man-up offense. Good attempt there from Harris. Defense a little slow to rotate, creating that opportunity. Another shot from the outside. Man-up offense, you typically want to work a little bit harder than one pass, but same time, 12 yards, not a bad place to shoot from if you're Bridges. Williamson up top to Bridges. Bridges taking another shot. High bouncer attempt. I like that shot attempt. Even though it was from deeper, it was a better attempt in my opinion because it came off some ball movement. He put it on the ground. He was changing planes. That high bouncer, the early bounce, is tough for the goalies to see.
Definitely.
Penalty releases. Flores skips through. Backhand attempt there. Creative look for Jaden Miller. We saw that a few times yesterday.
Yeah.
Backed up by the Gales.
So creative, his teammates didn't know he was shooting it. That's definitely some good creativity. And Miller had a lot of success yesterday. He had 4 goals yesterday. He's unable to find the back of the net there.
Daly, early offense. That's one way to defeat a zone is go early before they get a chance to get set up. But Chico very disciplined, getting back into their defensive set. You see this zone anchored by the 4 poles on the outside. Picked off by one of the not players. They were unable to get an LSM on there. That was 33 for the Gales. That's Kyle Johnson getting the turnover. Or sorry, for the Wildcats. Getting the turnover. Williamson letting his offense get set.
This is going to be a free possession here for Chico State. I think they're going to get Broadwell for well, he's offsides right now, but he ran over a pick man on the defensive side. He's now subbed off.
Maybe the offsides was not called.
Yeah.
Good skip through.
Great save there.
Nice handle for Miller. Catches the tough pass. Able to get a shot off. Kellogg tallying his 5th save to match Coker's 5. We have an interference is the call. Also could have got them 4 offsides. Let's see if they see that or saw that and are willing to tack another one on. I don't know if they can do that, but St. Mary's was offsides there as well.
Yeah. It would be an unfortunate sequence for Broadwell. He got the interference and then also went offsides. Let's see if they do 2 consecutive penalties.
Interference on 12. No offsides call. So just a 30-second interference. PA announcer is saying 1 minute. Maybe he saw something I didn't see. Chico will be man up for a minute. And we see them. They got 2 guys on the crease right now. A 1-4-1 set in this man up. different from what we saw the first time as one pops out.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to generate that wheel motion and popping a guy from the crease.
Williamson shooting from high, bouncing early. That's that early bouncer we were talking about. It's Williamson finds himself on the board, tying this game up 2-2.
Great shot there by Williamson. He wasn't able to find the back of the net yesterday. He just had the 6 helpers. This time he's able to step down, get time and room, and shoot it.
Defense trying to wheel, counter that wheel. You can see the defense kind of pointing, trying to direct traffic. A good job to find the opening there. Bridges with the assist on the Williamson goal.
That's Bridges' first point of the year, his first assist. We were talking about it yesterday. We've seen a lot of guys in this playoff step up, even though they may not have had a ton of regular season production. Once again, if you're going to save your points for any time of the season, now is that time. You might as well use them now.
Arndt with the head of steam found himself running into the teeth of the defense. They are going to get the loose ball push. So it'll stay Chico State ball. Arndt is a difference maker for sure.
Gritty play there from Arndt. He sort of ran through like 3 or 4 different guys. Chico State retains possession on the push. I'm sure Arndt will take that. He'll take the tumble for the team there.
St. Mary's still in this zone. Flores backing in again, drawing 2. Shot rings right off the face mask of Kellogg. Second attempt goes. Great quick stick there from Flores, assisted by his line mate, Enrique Correa. A good job to keep working off the first attempt. Oftentimes you'll see offensive players not necessarily drop their head there, but, stop playing for a split second.
Yep.
Right, we see the save, goes off the face mask. Good job picking up the ball and moving it by Johnson. Finds Correa. Correa pushes it inside, and Flores able to finish on the quick stick to take their first lead of this game, 3-2 for the Wildcats.
Coaches will always tell you to move the ball off the ground, so once you pick it up, just pass the ball to one of your teammates nearby. That's because in those ground ball situations, you end up with a lot of guys, and especially on the defensive side, sort of converged all together near the ball. You can catch them sort of off guard, and the Wildcats definitely did that there.
Yep. Another face-off infraction goes against St. Mary's. Something that they've got to fix there. It seems they're winning the clamp, getting the ball out, but they're Chico doing a good job fighting on the wings for sure. But that's multiple infractions already at the face-off for the Gales. A little bit of a forced attempt there from Flores. Kellogg saw it the whole way. Trying to clear it to Daly. Daly scoops back to space. He's going to pick up this ground ball with only about 6 seconds to get it across the midline. Let's time his 40. We got a failure. So our shot clock again that you're seeing, not necessarily accurate, as they have 20 seconds from possession to get it across the midline. So, right, that shot clock at 60, that's your marker. Chico settling down here. Flores with it. Taking the air out of the ball a little bit. They've got a lead. Coach Law wants them to play a little slower. We saw that yesterday. Preserve their legs, perhaps, and keep the ball away from the potent St. Mary's offense. Flores behind to Correa. Correa look inside. Unable to connect there, but ends up back with Flores. These cross-crease feeds seem to be what they're looking for, and their cutters, they're timing their cuts quite well. And a good job, good placement, good spacing on the backside. They've been getting the balls off the rebound, and capitalizing is 32 for the Wildcats. Jordan Harris, assisted by none other than Williamson. That goal for the Wildcats prompts St. Mary's to call their second timeout of the game already. They will not have any more timeouts for this half, as Chico State punching back, getting a 2-goal lead of their own.
think just a little bit earlier this quarter, Chris, I felt like this is going to be one of those grinded out games. It's 2-1 and not really much is happening. And then all of a sudden Chico State goes on this quick 3-0 run and you look up and they're up 4-2. Feels like they've had and found something offensively that they're having a lot of success with. We'll see if Coach Dobbs can draw up something or remind his team of some of the principles and see if they can right the ship a little bit.
Yeah, and you're seeing both Flores and Correa, when they have the ball in those bottom corners, we know they can handle pressure. They can handle one guy no problem. So they're leaning in. They're taking that a couple checks, some body work from the defenders, but their eyes are up and the midfielders are cutting through. And maybe they're not connecting, but they're able to get the ball after it kind of goes through the defense, right? We're seeing them pick up the ball, like you mentioned earlier, move the ball off the ground. One more pass inside creates that look. So good spacing, a good offensive game plan for Coach Law and the Wildcats. If you're St. Mary's, you're getting the stop on the first look. You just got to make sure you're picking up the ball, which is one of the most frustrating things as a defender, right? Oh, man, they scored, but we stopped what they were trying to do. We had a chance to get the ground ball. We didn't, and now we're walking back up for a face-off.
Absolutely. And I think the clearing game goes into that. Obviously, Chico State is riding really hard right now, and that's a testament to them and their attackmen and midfielders not giving up on the play and not just sort of bailing out and saying, okay, let's go and play defense. They see an opportunity to earn the ball back, and they've been doing so. I think St. Mary's just needs to pay extra attention to that, string those passes together, and work the ball up the field to get it to their offensive players.
Yeah, you see leaning into the chaos are the Wildcats, double pulling on the faceoff. We saw yesterday they employed 3 deep pulls on the faceoff wings as that ball takes a St. Mary's bounce. We had both Dubose and Arndt on the wings to go with Ben Yang taking the faceoff. And that's a great way to cause turnovers, make the Gales uncomfortable. Going for a run, taking a shot there was Broadwell, catching the Wildcats, trying to set up their zone. Right, they did. They kind of evacuated that top corner of the zone. Broadwell, good job of seeing that. Just kind of a sweep, never picked up, had his hands free. Again, going low on Coker.
Yep. No, he had an assist yesterday, adds a goal today. I think that was just a defensive sort of miscommunication there, defensively setting that up. They sort of just never really.
Yeah, you can see how that top corner, no one's playing that. Number 4 for the Wildcats, it's a team sport there. He is the face-off guy, maybe not used to playing that part of the zone. Good pickup from Arndt. Harassed there by Miles Phillips for the Gales. Chico State into their offensive action.
Relative to yesterday, I think both teams are doing a good job of sort of making these face-offs really 50-50 balls. I have it at 50% each way right now. I think that's sort of in comparison to yesterday. UC Santa Cruz, for example, won a lot of the face-offs against Chico State, and they were able to overcome that. That was sort of the same with San Jose State against the Gales, and they were able to overcome that as well.
Miller looking to feed Correa there. Pass didn't get through, but again, Chico was in a position to pick it up. However, the effort play by the Gales' Chase Parker brings the ball back to this end for St. Mary's. Daly unmarked, skipping across. Ball deflected by those active pulls. Shot never made it to Coker, or at least it ended up there on the ground, kind of rolled to him. Easily starting to clear. Correa, good pump fake there. St. Mary's, good job getting into their defense. We have a timeout called by Chico here, recognizing this is an opportunity where we can go back up 2 goals. We saw yesterday how that buffer and maintaining that buffer is so important, right? You feel that advantage of 2 goals, and then you give one up, and you're back down to 1. 1 goal is great, but it's not 2. And that last possession, a little transition for the Gales. Maybe they want to talk through how they want to retreat to their defense a little more efficiently. But I think this is a timeout to set something up for the offense and regain that 2-goal advantage.
Definitely, Chris. I think Broadwell did well to sort of put a stop to the bleeding there, end that 3-0 Chico State run. We'll see if the Wildcats can sort of restart their run here, and I'm sure that Coach Law is trying to trying to draw up something good to get his offense a good look.
We can see the legs for the Gales definitely having an impact as multiple players, sitting themselves down on the bench, getting under that tent. It's heating up on the field. It's a nice breezy day here in the booth. We're under some shade. Out there on the field, right? It's warmer on the turf. Those guys are running around there under a helmet and pads. They're playing in a heated game, so something to watch. The legs in this game.
Definitely, it's definitely a factor, especially late in the season too. You've got not only the wear and tear of an extra semifinal game, but also the whole season on you. Some guys are dealing with lingering injuries. Some guys are just dealing with just general fatigue. It's at the end of the school year too. Your studies are heating up at the same time that the weather and the competition is heating up on the field. All those are factors, and fatigue is definitely something we can't write off in this game.
That's the fun thing about collegiate lacrosse is these guys are not just lacrosse players, they're student athletes as well. Full-time jobs, being a student sometimes maybe doesn't feel like it. Right now, obviously, all their attention on this game in the next 2 1/3 quarter or so.
Absolutely.
Chico coming out, this is a different look, right? Maybe a bit of a set play. They're coming out in an open set. Look for them to send cutters through. Kind of occupy the corners of this zone. Flores is up top. Some places he's not typically, and he usually operates from behind. Williamson with it on the wing, up to Miller. Miller through Harris, back to Flores. A little double cut action there. Williams, hands free, pushes inside. Good look right there. Never got through. Ground ball corralled by Kellogg. St. Mary's ball as they attempt to clear against this Wildcat ride. Good patience for the Gales. He can just walk it right over himself. Make sure they stay on sides. They do have it back. Ball tipped for a second. Good job by the Gales. That's Shea Williams. That's Dario Kacha. I believe they thought they were offsides. They definitely were not, as there are 3 Gale defenders back, and they were back. So I'll be surprised if they do actually change possession there. Inadvertent whistle. It will stay with St. Mary's. Ball in the top right corner.
Love to see the officials chat about that one and work it out.
Yeah, make the right call. Daly behind. Directing traffic. Daly eyes up. Good hitch. Kacha. Aren't again. But Daly, a great ride and a nifty little goose there to himself. High pass brought in by Lamone. Shea Williams at X. You see how Chico is slow playing right now. They really want to take away those skip lanes. Step down. Saw the whole way by Coker.
Yeah,
again, we've said it a couple times there. If you're going to shoot from outside, it needs to be a faster release than that. You can't let Coker set up and stare it down.
Yeah, Broadwell scored that last one. Maybe a heat check shot there and seeing if he could sneak another one by Coker up to the task.
Chico State with their familiar midfield line of Harris, Williamson, and Pettis. Harris with it behind. Skips through to Williamson. Williamson, one more to Correa. Correa, nice low to high, kind of wind up low, shot high. Good disrupt on the shot there for the Gales. That was Aiden Davis getting a stick on the shooter.
It's a good pass right there from Williamson. I've come to expect this now out of him. He's got great vision, and he seems to find the open guys all the time.
Correa behind, rolling back, pass up. Good shot there from Miller. Body save by Kellogg. Ball is loose again in front of the net. This is dangerous if you're the Gales. Picking it up is Pettis, and cashing in on another failed clear by the Gales are the Wildcats. There's their 2-goal lead one more time. Pettis, right place, right time.
Yeah, dangerous situation there, picking up the ball. I know that I believe this is Coleman trying to get the ball out. He sort of double clutches / has it poked out of his stick.
Yeah, and Pettis' effort on the right, you saw he's the one that created the turnover,
100%.
is rewarded with a goal. Chico State, 5 goals to St. Mary's 3. As we go back to the faceoff X. St. Mary's comes up with it, Katya. These faceoffs have been a scrap.
Definitely.
A lot of action, the refs letting them play, rightfully so. In a championship game, you don't want the refs to have a determining factor. Impact, I guess, is the better word. Katya with it. Katya yesterday, really impressive. Very quick player for the Gales. He's a freshman himself out of San Francisco. 20 points on the year. Add 4 more goals yesterday, so 24 points. Ball movement behind for another shot from Limon in the same spot he's been ripping it from.
I think this may be his 5th or 6th shot from that same spot. Has yet to find the back of the net, and we'll see if he sticks with it, or maybe he's using it to set up something like a hitch and trying to get top side. Who knows?
Yeah, and credit to the Wildcats for rotating into that shot. You know, he's a dangerous player. Limon, 18 goals on the year. Previous seasons, 30-plus goal scorer. He's a second-team attackman this year for the WCLL. So he is a threat, and they're rotating strongly to him when he's winding up like that. Broadwell skipping down to Daly. Daly tries to go low to high on the wraparound, kind of up the hash shot right there. I like that shot. I think it's a good attempt at coming right off a skip pass. Shot clock was low. That's a shot clock violation. So dumping the ball was Limon. Chico now pushing in transition. Pettis with it. Pettis dumps to Arndt.
Great move.
Arndt, great stick protection right there. Good eyes to find Correa. About a minute and a half remaining here in Los Gatos. A little bit of clock issues there on the table. They're going to let it wind down to the time that the officials may have.
Here in about a minute and 25 seconds or so.
That's what I heard as well. 1:25 is the time on the clock. 1 minute, 25 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Chico State with a chance to grow their lead to 3 goals, 6-3 advantage if they can cash in here.
Got about 30 seconds-ish to work here on the shot clock, so they can't hold for the last shot of the quarter.
Flores dropping his shoulder. Good defense there from St. Mary's.
1 minute left in the first half.
Short time in the shot clock here. See if they find a look.
Good ball movement around the top there. Shot from Harris goes wide. 1 second on the shot clock. He's got to pick the ball up first before he rolls it like that. He was just trying to roll to a corner, get their subs on for the ride. There's the shot clock violation. It's going to be St. Mary's ball. 42 seconds remaining in this first half of the WCLL Division II final. Again, causing problems on the right is Flores. Apologies, that was Correa that time. St. Mary's going on a run there. Nice work. That's 98. Jack Azene getting a stick check to put the ball on the ground, and then it ends up out of bounds. Chico State ball, 20 seconds. Arndt happy to take him himself. Bit of a head of steam, smartly dumps off, unable to connect with Miller. Ball still on the ground, picked up by the Gales. That was Aiden Davis hucking it forward, recognizing it's low time here. We don't need to keep the ball in this end of the field. And that's your halftime horn. One half of action concluded here in Los Gatos. 5-3 advantage for the Wildcats. Bit of a back and forth game so far. Gales came out hot. Chico State answered. We've got a St. Mary's player down. I didn't see what happened. As the officials, trainer, and coaches will check on him. We'll give you an update to start the second half. Looks like he's okay. He's getting up on his own power. That's Tim Daly for the Gales. That would be massive if he's unable to go 100%. We got a halftime show here. Some youth lacrosse players from the local Red Hawks program. They're going to play a little bit of 3-on-3 lacrosse. We've got white against red. We won't commentate that game for you, unfortunately. Feel free to watch on the stream. Do whatever you're going to do here at halftime. We'll see you in about 10 minutes for some more West Coast lacrosse action. Welcome back to Los Gatos High School here. We got 30 more minutes to decide the Division II champion in your Western Collegiate Lacrosse League. We just were treated to an awesome 4-on-4 matchup between some little dudes out there just having a good time. Hard-fought battle, 0-0 ball game. This ball game, not 0-0, 5-3 for the Wildcats, holding a 2-goal advantage headed into the second half. Both teams, a halftime break there, talk things over, able to come out fresh, ready to fight for some hardware.
Yeah, we talked at the end of the first quarter, Chris, about both of these teams trying to figure each other out. The game was 1-1, and now since that time, Chico State has really asserted themselves, going on sort of a 4-2 run to get themselves to where we are now, up 5-3. We'll see if they can continue to seize control of this game, or if St. Mary's will wrest some of that control back and put a couple in themselves.
Yeah, no surprise here to be impressed by the Chico State defense. That was the anchor of yesterday's game, holding Santa Cruz to one of their lower scoring outputs of the year. This defense playing very tight, backed by Larkin, Coker, and Cage. He's got 6 saves today. As this game heats up, probably more shot attempts. We'll see that number climb up towards the double digits. I don't know if he'll make it to his 18 of yesterday, but he's doing his job and more this weekend.
Absolutely.
Limon shooting from his comfortable spot there, rings it off the side pipe there. None other than Arndt coming up with the ground ball for the Wildcats. Got to be at least 5 GBs on the day for 5 and white.
Arndt is the Wildcats' leading GB man and makes another possession there for the Wildcats.
Williamson had a step there, chased down by Katya to get the ball back for St. Mary's. Pushing up the near sideline.
We'll be keeping a close eye on this clearing game for the Gales, see if they made any adjustments from that first half where they had a lot of issues clearing the ball.
Grabbing his helmet for the Gales. Maybe took not a stick check on purpose, but maybe an inadvertent. Sometimes that happens, right? You catch one up in the throat area. Who looks to be feeling it a little bit more here. That's 18 for the Gales. Unfortunately, not a number I have.
Yeah, it looks sort of like Coleman from Ryan Coleman, who I have on my roster is wearing 19, but I don't know.
He was 11 yesterday. They were wearing white yesterday, so maybe he's 18 today. Ryan Coleman is our best guess at the moment.
Whoever he is, hope he's okay.
Bit of an update at the end of the half there. Daly was slow to get up. Daly is going to bring the ball in right now, so he's feeling okay. Just sorting things out, making sure we're all square. Daly brings it in for the Gales. St. Mary's for their first offensive possession of this second half. Ball with Broadwell. Broadwell probing the top corner, finds Daly. Daly back up top. Bradley sitting about 15 yards out. Thought about taking a shot. Smartly moves it on to Salgado. Daly skip inside, knocked down by Arndt again. Limon tries to bounce one through. I think it hit a defender's leg, so it would not be a shot clock reset. 33 seconds on the shot clock. Bringing the ball in to Salgado. Daly with it behind, marked by Arndt. Good, strong position from Kyle Arndt there. Denies the opportunity. Limon's going to have a run. Working on Duran for the Wildcats.
Great defense there.
Ball's up. Arndt again coming out with it. Arndt showing off his stick work right there. Spurring transition for the Wildcats. Azine with it. Finds his midfielder. Flores will slow it down for the Wildcats as they get their personnel on the field. Williamson has the ball up top. We mentioned it earlier, 6 assists yesterday. Really impressed by 14 in white. Flores now behind to Correa. Skip through. Correa inside, finding 32, Jordan Harris, his second of the day. Assist from Enrique Correa, also his second assist on the day. Good start to the second half for Chico State, picking up where they left off, now with a 3-goal advantage. And in a game where you've only given up 3 goals to this point, that feels big.
Yeah, that was a great find there by Correa. Great step-down shot by Harris. Found some success there and were able to sneak it by Kellogg, who's been having a pretty strong game so far. Good shot, though. Good placement there. Low bouncer that ran right past the keeper.
Yang facing off for the Wildcats again. 2 pulls on the wings. For the Gales, I believe that's Chase Parker. Chase Parker won the clamp, put it backwards there, but Yang, great effort to make it a scrum. Still a scrum as Arndt's trying to get it out. Picked up finally Verletta for the Gales. St. Mary's ball. Kacha with it in the top corner. Rolls to his midfielder, Daly. Daly thought about it for a second. Picked up by Pettis in the corner as Daly continues his run up top. Limon now from behind. This is where St. Mary's had success yesterday. Playing a different type of defense. Yesterday they were playing against a man and found a lot of success through X. Today that zone collapsing a little bit more on those dodges up the hash by Limon, Daly.
Yeah, no, it's a great point, Chris. You can see St. Mary's has sort of changed their formation a little bit here. Running Limon from X.
Pass inside. Pass inside didn't make it through. Great play in the corner for Lantier by the Gales to keep the ball over. It's going to be a low time in the shot clock, relatively low, under 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting adjustment here, putting Limon at X, which is hard because the zone isn't playing anybody at X, and so strength or weakness, I know the Gales have found a lot of success with that formation yesterday.
Limon on that skip to Broadwell didn't connect. Broadwell came up with the ground ball. Chico State forcing a shot clock violation. Great stop right there for the Wildcats.
It's exactly the type of possession that Chico State wants to have defensively. Sort of to force St. Mary's to make a lot of passes. No real great looks. They've got Coker standing in cage and not really a good shot there. Good shot opportunity even there in that possession for the Gales.
Yeah, tight defense. Arndt showing off his wheels. Pass inside to Williamson. Jordan Harris with it up top. He's having a good game. 2 goals already today. Harris marked by Coleman. Coleman seems okay after coming off the field earlier. Shot blocked by Kellogg. Picks up the ground ball, starting to clear for the Gales. Here's that effort from the Wildcat attack that we saw in the first half, continuing to cause problems for St. Mary's. Bradley with it, up to Senjit. Senjit gets it across the midline just in time. Good push right there by the Wildcats, pushes the ball out of bounds. That's 33 for the Wildcats. I don't have a 33.
I think yesterday Kyle Johnson was wearing number 33.
That's right.
We figured it out eventually.
I see that note. Sorry, Kyle.
It's a great play there by Johnson, using the sideline as another defender there. Pushing this guy out and earning possession back for the Wildcats.
Williamson working against the short stick for St. Mary's. Passing off through the zone. Might want to get it back up to Flores now. Only a shorty on his side of the field. He's got to like that if they can find it. Correa swinging the ball high. Now with Harris. Flores running against his shorty, going high. Exactly like we said there. He found himself in the top corner. Salgado for the Gales. You know, he's there. He's got to have help going against one of the top goal scorers for the Wildcats. As I believe that is Flores' third goal, completing his hat trick in this final.
Hat trick there for Flores, and yeah, exactly like you said, Chris. I mean, he's dodging from that top corner against the short stick. He's their main goal scorer. I think St. Mary's just has to send someone to help out there. Flores, to his credit, great sort of box-style dodge, lowers the shoulder, gets inside, and then sneaks one in right over the head of Kellogg.
Big hit there by St. Mary's. Good job from Ben Yang to dislodge the ball. Going backwards with it was Lantier as the Gales are in transition. Unable to connect to Daly. Good look from Broadwell there. The cutter absolutely was there. Daly saying that's on me. Look for, St. Mary's now finds themselves in a 4-goal hole, so they're going to need to force the issue a little bit from time to time. Williamson collects the ball, passing all the way upfield to Kyle Johnson. Some good work from St. Mary's to make it uncomfortable in the clear. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chico State. St. Mary's looking to clear. Here's Katya. Katya very comfortable. He's got some wheels himself. Took the scenic route across the midline there. Salgado with it up top, back to Katya. Daly now to Lamone at X. See if St. Mary's can do something against this zone. Both bottom poles for the Wildcats playing well. A hitch from Daly there. Not an issue for Kyle Johnson. He played great position right there. Got the ball on the floor. Azine, nice handle in transition as the Wildcats have 3-on-2. One more. Oh, mishandled inside by Correa. Tough break. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a flag there. Should have blown the whistle early for the goalie interference. They had the play on. I'm not sure why they didn't call it. Coming across the crease, big hit against the Wildcats offensive player. I don't see a number at the moment. We will let you know as soon as we find out. Chico State backing up their player. That's number 2 for the Wildcats, Jaden Miller, on the receiving end of a really, really big hit there on what should have been blown dead before it even occurred. Jaden being checked on by the training staff here. Coach Law out there. We see some movement out of Jaden. Good work to bounce back from that hit.
Looks like he'll be okay, which is a great sign. Definitely a pretty late and big hit there by that St. Mary's defender. We'll see how long he has to serve this penalty for.
The ref's discussing right now the length of the infraction.
Like you mentioned, Chris, it was sort of a really delayed whistle. They had goalie interference there, and then Chico State ended up being able to pick up the ball before any whistles blew. I actually didn't hear a single whistle until after this penalty occurred. And so Chico State got the ball in dangerous position. Defensemen, maybe if they didn't know that goalie interference had happened, they're trying to fly in and try and dislodge the ball. Sort of an unfortunate circumstance there.
I'm watching the official on the far side as he makes this call. Coach Dobbs for the Gales making his case for the goalie interference. He's not going to get it after a hit like that. can't go back and change when the whistle was blown. We have an illegal body check. 3 minutes, locked up.
Wow. That penalty definitely changes the complexion of this possession and also this game. Potentially at this point, St. Mary's down 4 goals, and they're also going to be down a man for 3 minutes, basically half of the rest of this quarter. So
yeah, and I believe that was Ryan Coleman wearing number 18 for the
Exactly.
Gales today. He's going to end up in the sin bin for 3 minutes. Big opportunity for the Wildcats to take advantage. I feel like they've had the upper hand at the faceoffs to this point as well. So while you're up 4 and you don't need goals, this is a golden chance to get some. Ball swings behind, pass inside, dislodged. Another big hit. And we've got some high tension here in this final action, in this final for the year. A little bit of a get back hit there. That's Correa laying the wood. It caught probably get him for a defenseless player looking for a ground ball. Correa came a little bit high. See what the call is here. Again, I'm unable to see the number at the moment for St. Mary's, but we're going to stop action as another player gets checked on here. So the officials doing what they can to keep the tensions in check, but clearly both these teams, seeing what's at stake, fighting for each other in a highly contested game. The down player for St. Mary's is Evan Salgado, freshman from San Diego.
the official motioning to the table, it's another unreleasable penalty here. I couldn't quite see how many minutes he had on his fingers, if he held up 1, 2, or 3.
Salgado holding his head a little bit here, being checked on by the training staff as the teams retreat to their benches. You see Coach Dobbs talking with the officials here, trying to get a clearer picture of what's going on. It's good to see Salgado get up and walk off on his own power. Both coaches lobbying right now, understanding what's at stake, understanding these players, they're playing hard, but willing the rest to control the game a little bit here. I think when you see a big hit, oftentimes you see a retaliation hit like that, and especially when there's so much on the line.
Another 3-minute penalty assessed there is what the final call ended up being.
So we will be playing 5-on-5. It'll be St. Mary's ball, as it's a free clear after that penalty. 5-on-5 for about 2.5 minutes, and then St. Mary's will be man up for the remaining 30 seconds.
I'm a little bit surprised that they gave that a 3-minute penalty, Chris. I think it was less probably about the severity of the hit and more about just trying to get the game under control, it seems like to me.
100%. I agree. I think as far as hits go, the first one it seemed a little bit harder, seemed a little bit more worthy of the 3 minutes. The second one, more of a lacrosse play, right? He's playing man ball. Sure, he's unsuspecting. He's a defenseless player. Head was down, got him high. But more of a lacrosse play. But I think the 3 minutes is assessed, as you said, to control the game and make sure we don't see any more hits that are borderline dirty like that.
Right. That penalty again changes the complexion of this game. So it was going to be Chico State with a huge advantage for a little while, and now the teams are back even. So potentially even giving St. Mary's a slight advantage at the end of this.
Shot from Limon, off cage or deflected by a defender. Yeah, I think 5-on-5, and we mentioned multiple times yesterday, space favors the offense when you're 5-on-5. You see that in hockey too, right? There overtime, they take a guy off the ice to speed things up. So more space to operate with for the offense, more space to try and cover, especially in a zone. As we see a feed inside to Daly. Daly unable to get it. Ball is on the ground. Good job to clear out space. Finding Lamone. Lamone going high. Misses just near side. Backed up by Joshe Williams.
Ramon's still looking for his first goal from that spot. He's continuing to shoot from that spot and still has yet to have success with it.
Daly with it, skipping to Lamone. Lamone back up top. That's Kacha with the sweep. Back to Daly. Lamone, here's some time. Oh, just didn't have a clean handle on the ball. Daly back to Lamone. Lamone off the pipe. Backs up his own shot there. That's probably the best look from Lamone that he's had.
Yeah.
And I think that's a factor of playing against this 5-man, almost a rotating zone, it seems. At least they had him on the carousel a little bit there. Lamone up to Kacha. Kacha back to Lamone. Lamone off the pipe again. We'll see. They give the back up to St. Mary's. Broadwell. Lamone to Daly. Daly coming off a bit of a seals pick inside from Kacha. Broadwell on the left side. Broadwell back with it. Oh, if he's lefty there, that's a shot attempt. Lamone again looking for that far pipe, missing wide. And you can see how much of an impact Coker has in cage. Lamone feeling like he really has to place the shot perfectly, and he just might need to against this keeper.
Yeah, Coker has continued to see the ball well. He's not really let in much since that. I mean, he hasn't let in one this quarter yet, and we're already most of the way through it. So St. Mary's still trying to solve this puzzle here.
Kacha splitting right. Good job picked up by the defense. Shea Williams behind Lamone. Bounces one. That one was on frame. Coker able to save it with his chest pad. Ball goes out of bounds. Backed up by the Gales. Reminder, both these teams are playing with a man in the box. Ball dislodged up in the air. Nothing good happens when it's up in the air for so long. Nice job from Kacha to get it down. Kacha to Daly. Daly from the middle of the field, deflected by none other than Kyle Arndt, getting his stick in that shooting lane. Lamone to Kacha as the first penalty releases, and St. Mary's is going to be man up here for approximately 16 seconds. Calling a timeout is Coach Dobbs, wanting to talk things over, make sure they capitalize on an opportunity when they really haven't had much this quarter.
Yeah, a couple looks there from Limon. Maybe could have gone in if they were on cage or just, saved by Coker. I don't know. I just feel like that one spot so far, Limon's been trying it all game. They just haven't had much success there. He's got a good shot, but Coker has been up to the task.
Bit of an injury update after those two big hits. It does look like Jaden Miller for the Wildcats. He still has his helmet on. He's still in the huddles. Probably wants to be part of the action. For the Gales there, Evan Salgado on the receiving end of that hit. He's under the tent. He's still being looked at. If that changes, we will let you know. So 16 seconds, man up. Probably good for one, maybe two looks. Against Coker, you need it to be the best look, not the first look, right? I think that's a classic statement to continue to probe a defense and not settle, especially when you're facing such a hot goalie.
Absolutely.
St. Mary's been looking to skip through this defense a lot for those step downs. I'd like to see them, maybe send a seal pick down onto the crease, curl above that to get a look a little bit more in tight. Both teams break their huddles and take the field. So we have 3 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the third quarter. 4-goal lead for the Wildcats. St. Mary's looking to claw back just a bit with an opportunity to do so, man up.
St. Mary's looks like they're going to start in just 3-3 here. See if they can get the Wildcats rotating, get an open shot.
Kasha with it, down to Williams. Williams tried to get inside. I think look maybe was there for Lamone. We really haven't seen him on the crease too much. Lamone had it in his right hand. I think if it was in his upfield hand, his left, he might have had a better opportunity to catch that feed. Williamson, great job evading pressure as that penalty releases, and we are all even. Correa back on the field for the Wildcats. Cheered on by a large section in the bleachers here at Los Gatos High School is Ricky Correa.
Both teams well represented here fan-wise. I will say the Chico State fans do seem to be louder. They do stomp more. They do yell more. I like the energy that they bring.
Yeah, you got to use what's at your disposal, right?
Absolutely.
We got these big aluminum bleachers. Make them loud as Flores tips his shoulder. One more to Pettis. Pettis up top to Williamson. Keeping the ball hot are the Wildcats. Williamson skips through to Flores. Flores down. One more up to Johnson. Johnson back to Williamson. Skip and a shot. Shot was tipped maybe initially. Chico again. They just have a knack for getting the ball in those. Oh, what I was going to say right there before the goal was scored by Harris. Chico able to be in the right place off of those deflections or off of those missed passes. We saw right there Flores was at X. The ball bounced right to him. Apologies, that's Correa who was at X. Dish to Flores. Flores there, one more up top, and Harris. That shot, I think, also was deflected. So a couple unfortunate bounces for St. Mary's, a couple fortunate bounces if you're the Wildcats. Now up 8-3 with just about 2 minutes to play in our third quarter.
Definitely, Chris. That one, yeah, it looks like either some type of changeup or some type of deflection, and Kellogg just couldn't quite track it. Ended up being fortunate for the Wildcats.
Big face-off win for the Gales. Ground ball collected by Roletta. Roletta tried to feed inside. Arndt again knocking the pass down, getting the ground ball, pulling it back to make the safe pass to Williamson. Arndt feeling himself here.
He's been all over the field. He's having a great game today.
Harris again thought about it for a second. Flores to Correa. Pettis back to Harris. Here's Flores again, marked by a shorty. Shoots high. Kellogg gets a good save right there, and he needed that one after letting up a few attempts for the Wildcats. Daly has a bit of a step. Great slide right there to pick it up and deny any opportunity from Schrader. Lamone gets one from that spot. He's been looking for it all day. Different location that time as he went low. He went 5-hole on Coker. Lamone, his first of the day, assisted by Daly.
Yeah, I think in settled offense, 6-on-6, the Gales have had some trouble getting good looks. They get the Wildcats here in transition, and before they're able to mark up and really set up that suffocating zone that they've been running.
Exactly. You saw on that highlight there, Arndt, for as great of a game as he's having, he was quick to go to his low corner in the zone, leaving that spot open for the most dangerous shooter on the field for the Gales, Lamone. And Lamone, you know, he's going to have some confidence now after finally finding the back of the net. Lamone with the ground ball. Under 1 to play. The clock on the field says 48 seconds at the moment. I think they were a little bit late to start it. That's, of course, according to the fans. Holding for last shot is Dario Kacha. Kacha to Senjit. That's Shea Williams in the top corner now. splitting right to left. Shot disrupted there by the Wildcats. Schrader again getting a stick on the shooter. Good work as Azine finds himself in the middle of the field. Under 10 to play. Good look inside, picked off by St. Mary's. Almost able to get a real nice transition look as Flores looking to find Correa on the back pipe. And a good stick from Lantier prevents that opportunity. But what a quarter if you're the Wildcats there.
Yeah.
A bit of a hectic quarter. Some penalties assessed, some unreleasable penalties, physical game. But, I think the officials did their job. They controlled it. They assessed both penalties. They calmed the teams down. And we saw some clean action there for the last half of this quarter.
No, definitely. And I think Chico State, they can start to feel it a little bit now. They grinded out that quarter and ended up winning it 3-1. Building on their 5-3 lead from halftime, and now they're up 4 goals going into this last quarter. Obviously, things can change on a dime in lacrosse, and it's a game of momentum and a game of runs. St. Mary's has had some recent success. They've won the past 2 or 3 face-offs in a row, and so that, obviously, you can't ever count out this Gales team, but I'm sure the Wildcats, they've got a lot of belief, and they can feel this going into this last quarter, which is a pretty powerful feeling.
15 minutes to play, trophy on the line. Chico State looking to become the WCLL Division II champions of your 2024 season. St. Mary's, they got something to say about it, though, and they're going to need to grind this one out, and it starts with the face-offs. Are you tracking face-off numbers?
Yeah, I've got the Gales winning 73%. They've been recently having a lot of success, and I think it's mostly recently. In that first quarter and first half, they were right around 50. They won most of the face-offs in that second half so far, and it's sort of hard to believe in a way because they bring the ball down, they get possession, and then Chico State has done such a good job of smothering their offense and giving Coker a lot of credit here. He's really neutralized a lot of the wins and the extra possessions that St. Mary's has been able to have.
Yeah, and I think something else that's neutralized it has been this double pull on the faceoff with Arndt and Azine. Maybe St. Mary's is coming up with the win, but those 2 pulls crashing down hard on it in continuing what we saw in the very first minutes of this game with a very, very strong ride for the Chico State Wildcats. Pettis for the Wildcats and Bradley for the Gales facing off to start our 4th quarter. They're getting a infraction against the Wildcats. I believe they called him, maybe he was laying over the ball. I think maybe the official signaled for a hold. Either way, St. Mary's ball, which is what you need if you're the Gales, down 4 here in their 4th quarter. Shea Williams pass inside. Kacha unable to handle. It was a good look. I think he was open. Azine, I think, got a piece of the stick as he was trying to corral the pass. Chico down the near sideline is Pettis. And Pettis not wanting to force the issue, not needing to force the issue. Gets the ball safely to Williamson. Got Williamson, Harris, and Johnson at the midfield for the Wildcats. St. Mary's holding their zone. Pass goes through Correa. Williamson with it. Williamson off the pick. Flores now. Ball behind. Correa, good inside roll. And again, the ball just bounces to the Wildcats. Good attempt there from Johnson off that loose ball. Big stop for the Gales. I misspoke. I think St. Mary's, they were in a man right there. You saw the shorties running behind with the ball, switching up to a man defense, understanding that they can't sit in their zone down 4. clearing the ball easily is Kacha. Immediately as I say that, though, turnover caused. That's Kyle Johnson, I believe, got a piece of Kacha. Kyle Arndt coming up with the ground ball. Pressure from Kacha. This is a big ground ball for either team. Picking it up is Daly.
The Gales need this possession. They need something here. They need to at least get a good look or two on Cage and try and chip away at this lead a little bit.
Chico State still in this zone defense that has been so successful. Broadwell, shot from the middle, backed up by the Gales. Pass disrupted by Azine. Don't know if that ball is going to make it to the midline. Kicked over. Great play there, Kyle Johnson. Good action to get the ball back for the Gales. Broadwell, good shot. Nice save, Coker.
Great save.
Coker going low, denying the 5-hole chance. A stoppage there as there's a downed St. Mary's player at the midline. Denying transition for a player behind the play.
Yeah.
I didn't see what happened for the player down. I believe it looks like Broadwell, I think.
Yep. Yeah, no, I don't know about that stoppage there. It looked like Chico had a 5-on-4 situation. Let's hope that Broadwell's okay.
$11 minutes and 19 seconds here. You never like to have so many downtime moments like this because of players' injuries. Coach Dobbs helping up his player that is, in fact, Corey Broadwell, senior from Pleasant Hill, California. Looks a little bit shaken up still, but able to walk off the field, obviously on his own power. Trainers earning their paycheck today.
Yeah.
Should stay Chico State ball as they had possession at the time of the stoppage. Let's resume action here. We've got 11 minutes, 20 seconds to decide our Division II champion in the WCLL. Right now, Chico State holding an 8-4 advantage, feeling comfortable, but as we know, that can swing on a dime in the game of lacrosse. Chico showing no need to go quickly here, content to maybe take the air out of the ball a bit. In this shot clock era, right, you can't stall. You've got to get that shot on Cage, but you certainly can use the entire shot clock and maybe not attack early in a possession as you might at the beginning of a game.
Yeah, I'm sure during that injury timeout, Coach Law may have mentioned something about clock management and being smart with the ball.
Correa had the ball dislodged. The Gales have a beat on it. Missed the pass to the keeper. It's going to be Chico ball. Fresh shot clock. Pass inside. Correa got a shot off. Collected by Kellogg. That shot, right, I think it is another one where the defense did a good job of crashing on the shooter, disrupting the shot. Didn't get the shot he wanted. It was a shot from a great place, but disrupted, and it kind of whipped out or just, they bounced it a bit too violently thanks to the contact.
Yeah, no, great defensive stand there by the Gales. They survived that sort of initial ground ball, failed clear pickup, and are able to get it up now to their offensive end.
Limon works it up to Parker. Parker reverses field. Daly now. Left split. Nothing doing. Working against Kyle Johnson for the Wildcats. Ball behind to Limon. Limon up top. Parker. Parker one more over to Farrell. Farrell forced into action because of two St. Mary's players sitting on the bench. Daly. Nice shot right there, working back to the middle of the field. Missed wide.
Daly so far kept out of the goal column on the score sheet. We'd love to see him take a couple looks here maybe. I know he's a big part of the St. Mary's offense.
How's that?
All right.
There's your reverse commentator curse that we were so guilty of yesterday as Daly notches one for the Gales, assisted by Limon.
We're speaking things into existence here.
I love it. I love it. Really good job of hitching back to the top side. He's been doing this all day. He's a strong left-handed player. Sells that hitch, gets that defender to close out, keeps working inside, and a really, really good heady play by St. Mary's there. I believe they just said it there.
Looks
Farrell.
like Farrell with
I think
that
it was
take,
Farrell,
yeah.
right? Kind of setting that seal, preventing the recovery by the Wildcat defender. Infraction against St. Mary's will be Chico ball, stopping any momentum they were thinking about creating. Jordan Harris, 3 goals on the day. With the ball at the middle of the field.
That was a big goal there for St. Mary's, and Chico's lead now trimmed just to 3.
I think the biggest thing about that goal, too, is it came in settled offense.
Yep.
Granted, it was off an end-line restart as we have a skip through to Correa. Correa goes high. Kellogg stuffs him.
Wow.
Ground ball picked up for a minute there by the Gales. Flores intercepts the pass to the goalie, looks inside, finds Jaden Miller. Miller getting his first of the day. Assist from Flores. 5 points for Flores, and big time momentum shift right there after Kellogg stuffs him on the crease to begin. They were unable to get it back to him. Turnover in the ride or in the clearing game, and you see Flores just a really, really nice interception and eyes to the inside, finding the cutter there. Jaden Miller never out of the play.
What a resourceful play there, and I think, again, it all starts with that ride, right? Generating an extra possession and getting the ball in a dangerous spot. The Wildcats, they're able to capitalize. St. Mary's has had so many issues with their clear all day, and that time it comes back to bite them in a critical moment in this game.
Yeah, I believe that was Roletta trying to force the issue back to the keeper. That resulted in that turnover. A good look for St. Mary's, just unable to get enough mustard on the shot was Shea Williams for the Gales. Arndt will taxi the ball up to the offensive end, harassed there by Kasha. Offsides on the Wildcats. Tough turnover for Chico. Something you want to take advantage of for St. Mary's before Chico gets into their zone. Looks like they're doing a good job of retreating in, but Daly with the lefty rip going high. Denied by Coker. He did get a piece of that. We have a shot clock reset, his 9th of the day.
About 7.5 minutes left in this game. I love that response from Chico to get that goal back, and now we'll see if St. Mary's can answer on this possession.
Broadwell sweeps, goes low. Coker again up to the challenge.
Coker's really impressed me. Seems like, if a goal squeaks by, which it hasn't much in this game, he comes back and responds with a big save.
Phillips doing his best to create the turnover in the ride, but Pettis just runs right past him. We have a timeout called by Chico, looking to settle it. Again, kill any momentum that St. Mary's might be feeling. They got a 4-goal lead here. Over halfway through our fourth quarter. They could sure smell that championship trophy.
Absolutely. If Coach Law didn't mention it in one of the previous timeouts, I'm sure he's definitely talking about clock management right now, making sure they use this entire minute that they have remaining on the shot clock, try and not milk the clock, but take the air out of the ball a little bit and really utilize the entire shot clock, get a good possession here, get a good shot, and then make sure that St. Mary's has as few possessions remaining as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen that the last couple of possessions where they're content to let the shot clock run, but they're still generating looks towards the end, right? And that's exactly what you want if you're Chico.
Absolutely. That and continuing to ride hard. I'm sure maybe he doesn't even need to say it at this point. They've had so much success doing it. I'm sure the attackmen and the midfielders will continue to do it, but they've generated so many opportunities off the ride. That's been a really big part of their game so far today.
I think that is the story of this game. Plenty of players playing well for the Wildcats, but the ride has been the difference. Not allowing that ball to get to the St. Mary's offense, and also creating transition offense for yourself, like the goal we just saw.
Yep.
Effort creates luck sometimes. Sometimes people say, hey, that's a lucky break right there. Oh, you got lucky, we dropped it, or we intercepted it. No, right? That's effort. Sometimes you create your own luck by playing hard.
Absolutely. Chico's making a lot of their own luck here with their ride and with their hustle. I think that so far today, they've definitely out-hustled St. Mary's on a lot of these 50-50 ground balls and won a lot of those, which is great.
We see an early decision to let Arndt play offense. He's got a good stick. Typically, you see something like that maybe in the last minute. You're just really trying to kill the clock. Again, looking for that backhand is Jaden Miller. And again, with a good ride are the Wildcats. Miller collecting the ground ball. Gales getting the stop they need, but unable to keep possession. Big pass over the middle, inside to Miller. Miller wants another and gets it. Well-timed cut from Jaden Miller, assisted by Zach Williamson. You could tell they are feeling themselves, and they are feeling closer and closer to that championship trophy.
Their largest lead of the day right now, Chris, and with 6.5 minutes left, 5 goals. The way the pace of this game has gone, and with the amount of success that Coker is having, seeing these St. Mary's shots, I'm feeling it too for Chico State. They're in a really great position right now. Let's see if they can close this one out.
Good job by Correa too to work it all the way across the field. That initial skip from the left side to the right side as Daly squirts through. He's got a step. Daly down to Shea Williams. Williams finds the back of the net. It's my fault. That is Katcha. Katcha with his goal, assisted by Daly. Just came screaming out of the face-off there.
Yeah, St. Mary's needed a quick strike back to try and give themselves another chance here. Now they're just down 4. They've trimmed the deficit back to what it was just a second ago. They need a couple more to make a bigger dent in this. A couple more of the quick variety definitely wouldn't hurt the Gales here.
That being said, 6 minutes, doable. Of course, that's going to be a push. Chico State ball. Kasha, the guilty party, just trying to play hard and get that loose ball, recognizing that it's a must-have for the Gales. No ill intent on that.
Yeah, no, ever since those 3-minute penalties assessed to each side. I think the game has sort of cooled down a little bit in terms of the temperature. Obviously, the temperature on the field keeps increasing, but the temperature of the players, I think, has cooled down, and so we've had a pretty civil rest of the game so far.
Arndt again staying on offense, potentially an effort to just limit any transition the Gales think about getting. We have a flag down, going to be a slash 1 minute called against Katya. So 1 minute here for the Gales to run off if they want, or they can try and capitalize and get that goal back.
That's a big penalty at this stage in the game. 5.5 minutes left. You have to now continue to make up this deficit while also down a man. Let's see how the Wildcats
pushing
run this.
Inside, big save from Kellogg. Almost there to pick up the garbage was Harris. 32 getting a shot on cage. Kellogg got his head in the way, I believe. Action on the far side draws another penalty.
Sort of blindside hit there by Flores. He sort of was going heat-seeking missile mode there on Coleman, it looks like. That may be, based off of how the refs have officiated this one, that may be a major penalty. They haven't hesitated to bust out 3-minute penalties before, and
maybe they're feeling it. You were just talking about temperature. Maybe they're feeling that temperature start to rise again. We had, the loose ball push. That's fine, but that adds to it, right? That's something that just is in the officials' minds as they think about bodies on the floor. Was it legal? Was it not legal this time? Obviously an illegal hit. It was flagged there by Flores. Looking like it was illegal hit, contact to the head, neck area. 3 minutes locked in again here against the Wildcats. Flores unhappy with that call. I don't think he's going to get the official to change it. That often doesn't work well.
That could be a big, big break here for the Gales. They go again from being a man down, just like in the previous situation. They started a man down, and now they get the ball. They will be a man up once this 30-second penalty releases, or this minute penalty releases for Katya.
Do we have a replay potentially of that hit so we could see what was assessed and why it was assessed? Because that is a big penalty in this moment. Our crew here is working on a replay for you. Thank you to DNF Adventures and all of their efforts to help stream the games this weekend. Been an excellent product here, as well as the product we're seeing on the field. And we'll see if St. Mary's can take advantage of this golden opportunity where even right now, but not for too much longer, they will have multiple minutes man up with the man locked in. So we'll stay a man advantage as the ball works through Bradley down to Shea Williams. Broadwell to Daly. Bradley with it now, back to Daly. Just patient right now, 5-on-5 as the St. Mary's penalty releases. Now going to be man up for about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Daly, fake pass there. Broadwell had it, Daly skip. Oh, Daly hitch. Daly pump, Daly finish. Assisted there from Broadwell. Another time maybe I felt Coker was a little bit screened.
Yeah.
But well-placed shot from Daly. Daly really looking to take this game over. As we watch the replay here, pump there, back to the top, goes low, bounce it in on Coker. And we find ourselves a 3-goal ball game with just over 4 minutes to go. Half of that time, St. Mary's will be man up. Arndt taking the face-off for the Wildcats, keeping 2 pulls up at the midfield for this scrap. Arndt called for a hold. It's going to go back to St. Mary's. They will get a chance to keep tacking on these man-up goals like we saw a couple seconds ago.
Chris, I know we said at the Open, you don't want the officials to be a determining factor in this game. That being said, that penalty was huge, and Flores, I don't think did himself any favors by sort of doing that heat-seeking missile type of action there. He put the officials in a tough spot, and they've shown this game that they're willing to enforce those penalties.
Limon, big shot again, deflected by a defender, closing out strongly. Williamson pushing upfield, almost able to connect with Correa. Ball finds itself back with Kellogg at St. Mary's. Ball again. Decent look to Correa. Would love to just run through X there, take that, run the penalty off, recognizing this is really the only chance St. Mary's can get back in the game is if they pile in 1 or 2 more goals in this because of this penalty.
Now the time is just as valuable as the possession and the goal here. If you don't score a goal on that Chico State, you just would love to have the ball at least and run a little bit more time off this clock.
Senjit was open on the crease for a second there. Good collapse by the Wildcats. Aren't giving chase. I bet he comes up with it, and he does, showing you why he is so vital to this Chico State defense. An absolute vacuum. Harris to Williamson. Williamson, he's the guy you definitely are comfortable with the ball in your stick late in this game. 30 seconds about left in that penalty. He's going to want to run that off to take away the advantage that St. Mary's has.
Surprised St. Mary's isn't pressing out a little bit more here. And they are a man up, and they need the ball back.
Yeah, and a good job by Chico to stay spread out. It's hard to double the ball when the other team is that spread out. As Correa taking some heavy checks from Coleman. Penalty is released. We are all even. That's Harris marked by Lantier. St. Mary's needs to work hard to get the ball back as we are under 2 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Arndt has possession. Arndt looking to go all the way over the top. Had a man open there, overshot him. It's going to be St. Mary's ball. You see Chico retreating into their zone, understanding they cannot give up transition. And St. Mary's has struggled when we're in our settled set. It helps when you have an additional player. Chico has 7 players currently playing defense. I don't think it was called. The refs still could count it and call it. If you're Coach Dobbs, he doesn't look like he knows it either. Got away with one for the Wildcats. They were offsides.
Definitely a lucky break there.
33 left in the game. Chico State 10, St. Mary's 7.
Since St. Mary's had the ball, I don't think that the Chico State coach could have called a timeout there. So Coach Dobbs, in effect, by calling that timeout, almost bailed out Chico State with that.
100%. I think he's probably calling a timeout the entire time. He saw the ball on this end, and he's like, okay, as soon as we get it down, I'm calling a timeout. Unable to register that they had an additional defender. Hard to do when you make up your mind like that. But the timeout is important there, keeping possession for your team, making sure that they generate a good look here, trying to make it a 2-goal ball game.
Absolutely. Short time here, only a minute and a half left in this game, and so Coach Dobbs knows this is a huge possession here. Basically, the Gales need to score here, and they need a couple more. So curious to see what they've drawn up.
93 seconds remain, and you can hear the crowd is starting to heat up, feeling the pressure of the moment, anticipating that championship trophy for the Wildcats. The Gales, not to be outdone, getting some chanting of their own. It's going to start in the stick of Daly. Look inside, almost able to connect with Williams. Williams coming up with the ground ball. Ball swings to Limon. Limon up top. Inside feed from Daly, unable to connect with Broadwell. Ball with Coker, under 1 to play. Clearing past Sales High. St. Mary's going to do everything they can to push it back in. Got to go if you're St. Mary's. Another good collapse. Scooted forward by Arndt. Might as well count it as a ground ball. Good job getting the ball into the offensive end. And Chico State can run this out for their Division II championship. It's going to have to wait just a little bit longer as Coach Law calls a timeout. But Chico State can feel it. They are pumped up here in Los Gatos.
Chico has played a great game today. I'm sure they'll try and run this one out here. They've definitely earned this win. You can see body language. St. Mary's, I think they know that this game is nearing a conclusion. So hats off to Chico State. They played an excellent game today, and their defense, I think especially, was a strong point.
Yeah, and this is one of the best timeout huddles you can be a part of.
Absolutely.
On one team. One of the worst timeout huddles you can be a part of on the other. Chico State, making sure, hey, we got 30 seconds here. Let's not do anything silly. Let's make sure we keep the ball. Understand St. Mary's likely going to try and double it. So how are you going to plan to break this double? But really a lot of smiles probably happening in that huddle. On the other side, St. Mary's understanding the gravity of the situation. Down 30 seconds without the ball. These guys, this is going to be one of their last runs of the year. For many of these seniors, there's 8 of them on the St. Mary's team. It's going to be some of their last collegiate lacrosse action, and you can see some hugs on the sideline. Congratulations going around as that senior goalie, Ben Kellogg, he's checking out of the game. As junior goalie Nathan Majid, he's going to get some reps here, trying to get everyone a little bit of action this weekend. Majid, good to see him in net from Columbus, Ohio. Out to finish the game for the Gales.
Yeah, I can't say enough about how Chico State has really taken this weekend and taken the opportunity and done the most with it. They came into this tournament as the 4th seed. They'd won 2 games all season, knew that they just had to win 2 more games.
Stepping out of bounds is Jordan Harris for the Wildcats. I have to imagine that's not what Coach Law asked him to do, but might be a little too late for the Gales as they are pushing up the field. A good handle from Lamone to keep that ball from going out of bounds. 15 seconds remaining. Lamone needs to do something here. Tries to feed inside to the cutting pole of Roletta. Ball's going to just roll out of bounds. I think it's very, very fitting. Oh, they said it was tipped there, so it'll stay with St. Mary's. 5 seconds left. The Chico fans are feeling it here. Hopefully you can hear it on the broadcast. This is a great atmosphere. And that will do it. Chico State are your Division II WCLL champions, and they're going crazy. We got equipment flying all over the field. Celebration happening as the team moshes their goalie, Larkin Coker, finishing with 10 goals on the day to match his 18 yesterday. 28 saves total for Coker. Really the anchor of the really impressive Chico State defense.
Chico State, what an impressive weekend for this team. They came in, they were counted down, they were counted out. They believed in themselves and played great defense all the way throughout the tournament. I felt like that was one of their calling cards. Had some guys step up on offense, Flores, Correa, Williamson. They were all huge, and they were able to come away with the win this day, win this weekend, and come away with the WCLL Conference Championship. What an achievement for the team.
We get to have a little fun here now, Josh, talking about the Division II MVP for the weekend. I think there's a few players in the running, right? We talk about Larkin Coker, 28 saves, anchoring a defense that really didn't give up much throughout the whole weekend. We got that's Kenneth Flores there. He had 5 points today, 3 and 2 to go with his 4 yesterday. So 9 points on the weekend for him. Also with 9 points is Williamson. I think he's in the conversation. Not tracked here, but maybe my favorite. I think Arndt has to be in that conversation too.
Absolutely.
He's a difference maker in transition. Yeah, over 8 ground balls at least today. Is similar story yesterday.
Yes.
He was everywhere, knocking down passes, securing the ball for his team. There's really no wrong decision when it comes to tournament MVP for the Wildcats.
Yeah, no, I'm not the guy who decides this, but I don't think that the Wildcats would be shaking hands with smiles on their faces like they are without the play of Larkin Coker. I think he has got to be, in my mind, the MVP. He was standing back there all weekend. The defense was able to play that zone because every single time. Stood strong all today, all of yesterday against UC Santa Cruz, and you see some highlights here. I think that he's got to be the MVP to me.
I'd support it. I'd support it fully. Our highlights here, most of the goals scored by the Wildcats. You could create a real nice highlight reel of the saves that Coker put together as well. We're going to sign off here and hand it over to the trophy presentation. WCLL President Mike Gillespie will be on the mic on the field. We'll maybe be able to hear it through the broadcast, but a fantastic game and great effort from both teams. Chico State able to secure the dub 10-7. They are your Division II champions.
Hats off to the Wildcats. Hats off to the Gales for a great season. But again, congratulations to Chico State, your WCLL Division II champions for 2024.
Coming up at 3 p.m., your Division I matchup between the Bears of UC Berkeley and the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. We'll see you then. I'm Chris Nespor.
I'm Josh Chen.
Thanks for watching.
Check.
They're coming down with a microphone right now. Don't worry, Mr. President.
All right. So, for the first time in a while, we have a new champion at the Division II level for the Western Collegiate Lacrosse League. But before I present the championship trophy, I actually have two most valuable player awards. One was for Larkin for last year, and one is for this year. Congratulations. And we have a stick from Eagle Lacrosse that he's also getting as part of the award. So congratulations. Yeah. Before we actually give the award again, I want to acknowledge St. Mary's. Let's hear it for the Gales. They had a great tournament, great season, fought really hard in this game. So Kevin, come on up. On behalf of the WCLL, congratulations on the championship for 2024. Congratulations.